Well, that just you mentioned Justin Chanda, who is Gleanings is dedicated to, yes?
Yes.
So what transitioning, I want to talk about the book, and I want to talk about you collaborating with other authors, but I'm fascinated, what is it that Justin Chanda did to be worthy of this dedication and putting together Gleanings? What does an editor have to do to get a book dedicated to them?
Well, Justin is the publisher of Simon & Schuster Books for Young Readers, and he has been a supporter of my work from the very beginning. And I've only recently had the opportunity to work with him as an editor, because he doesn't do that much editing anymore because he's so busy being the publisher. But I had my editor was David Gale, who unfortunately passed away a few years ago. And so Justin filled in working on The Toll with me, and just was so fantastic and so insightful that I asked him, I know, you don't have all that much time to edit anymore, but could you continue editing me? And so, he worked with my son Jarrod and I on Roxy and on Gleanings, and it's been a fantastic experience. And, to have someone who believes in you as much as Justin believes in me has been an amazing thing for my career. And I consider him a friend. And so dedicating it to him comes from the heart.
What I'm hearing is, as we've been talking, is although it's your name on the cover of these books, sounds like there's a whole group of people that have gone into making Neal Shusterman at this point.
Yeah, it's not this solo thing. There's a lot of people involved every step of the way, and I'm grateful for all the people at all the publishing companies that have believed in my work and have encouraged me and have offered criticism. One of the most important things is criticism. There's sometimes I read books and I think, oh, this is a great author, but the editor was afraid to tell them that something isn't working. And you can tell when something needed a little bit more work. I'm grateful that I have editors that will tell me what needs to be done in a book, even if it's hard. I'm grateful for art departments that come up with amazing covers. I just love the covers of the books. And it's, I just feel very grateful to have so many people who have been supporting my work for all of these years.
Does that fill you with maybe just a little tinge of fear when you encounter that in somebody else's book, that, hey, I'm 50 books in, there's going to be somebody you're going to come across that's going to be a little bit intimidated by you, obviously not Justin, but somebody who might be a little intimidated and won't speak up. How do you protect against that and make sure that you're continuing to get the feedback to keep you honest?
Well, so far I haven't had that problem. I think the editors that I've worked with for the past 15 years have been really, really good, and aren't afraid. I think they get to the position that they're at because they're not afraid to tell writers, what they need to hear. And so and plus I retain really, friendly relationships with all of my editors. It's never adversarial. So I don't think I'm all that intimidating. I try not to be.
Well, who reads your manuscript first? Who do you go to? How many folks are weighing in before you get to the editor?
There's usually a lot, maybe not weighing in on the whole book, but on certain chapters that I'm concerned about. I have a writing group, and they see a lot of the pages that I'm working with. I have a number of friends, other authors who I'll send stuff to. If there's things that I feel really need to be vetted by someone who is in an ethnic group or a social group that I'm not a part of, I make sure that I find another writer who is, so that I can make sure that I'm being authentic and respectful. So and that's all part, I consider that part of the research. in writing is making sure that that I'm authentic. So there are quite a few people involved before it ever gets to the editor, and then it's a relationship between me and the editor.